Hello everyone, and welcome back to MyGM in WWE 2K23. If you're watching this the day it goes up, happy WrestleMania weekend. I'm recording this a couple days in advance, so I obviously have not seen WrestleMania, but hopefully the Saturday show was pretty good, and hopefully it's just a good WrestleMania all around. Our commissioner goal for the week is free crew booking. Do not book your most popular giant this week. Pretty easy to do because our most popular giant was Raquel, and we don't really need her for this week. And might I say, this is going to be a pretty big episode of SmackDown. Not only because all the titles are on the line, that's right, SmackDown Women's Championship, SmackDown Tag Team titles, Women's Tag Team titles, Universal Championship. It's all on the line this time, baby, because I wanted to take a stab at running a SmackDown show out of the big stadium. And I figure if we're gonna go big, and I don't want to suffer some kind of drastic penalty, it just kind of worked out this way that I could have a whole bunch of title matches all happening on this one show. So, this could potentially be a really big week for SmackDown, or it could blow up in my face, and I'm curious to find out. On the promo side of things, Rhea Ripley is going to do advertising, Gunther is going to recover some stamina on a self promo, and Kevin Owens is going to continue to advance that singles rivalry with MVP. The one thing I was going to do to save money, since we are booking the big stadium, is to play one of my 3 free arena booking cards. So that's $75,000. That is just off the books for the week. I think, and I'm also curious because of the decreased ticket sales but increased arena capacity. I'm just curious to see how that balances out. $82,000 for being able to raise the superstars' morale is pretty good. But it's $82,000. I feel like it's just a little too much to go for right at this particular moment. And also looking at our contracts, Montez Ford we have for 3 more weeks, Angelo Dawkins for 4, Dakota Kai for 3. I'm probably gonna have to do something else to extend Dakota Kai's contract, but I'll probably just pay that out of our budget, honestly. Still no Chuck McWagon. It's unfortunate, but we continue forward. So Asuka gonna defend the women's title against Bayley. Mid-card tag title match. It's the Street Profits taking on the Hurt Business. Clubberella and Roxanne Perez gonna take on Damage Control for the SmackDown Women's Tag Team titles. And the main event is a TLC match, and it's a match between former NXT Tag Team Champions. Former tag partners collide in the main event of Friday Night SmackDown for the Universal Championship, the biggest prize in the industry, and that should be pretty big. It's face versus face, but, we're working with R-Truth's match specialty. It's a TLC title on the line. They've both got pretty good popularity. I got my fingers crossed on this one that it'll be the right call for the main event, because looking at the 2 mid-card matches, the popularity seems kind of the only other thought would have been Bayley and Asuka, but the classes don't quite match up on either of these, so it's 184 against 195, but the TLC stipulation kinda evens out with the face-heel dynamic. And really, it's as long as the main event and the opener are the best matches on the show, I don't think it necessarily matters that the main event has to be the best match on the show. So we're gonna roll with it, we're gonna give it a shot, and we're gonna see how this goes. So opening matchup, Bayley looks to try to regain her SmackDown Women's Championship against the Empress Asuka. It was the match that opened this season 10 weeks ago, and it's a rematch now. Who walks away with the gold? It is Asuka retaining her championship in a 3.5-star opener, and that starts up a new rivalry with Bayley. Kevin Owens advances that rivalry to level 2. Oh, it looks like this tag match is going to start a rivalry. Cool. Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, the Street Profits, taking on Bobby Lashley and MVP of the Hurt Business, and the win goes to the Hurt Business. They retain the tag titles, gets 3.5 stars. Let's go. Gunther, 3 popularity on the Self promo. Mid-card tag match that is also going to start a rivalry. Roxanne Perez and Clubberella, can they dethrone the champs? They cannot. So far, that's 3 title defenses. Oh wow, all the matches have thus far been the same rating. Interesting. So yeah, that got 3.5. Now I'm worried that like the main event is gonna be the only one that's not 3.5. It's gonna somehow be lower. Rhea Ripley did not do the greatest on the advertising promo. She dropped 6 popularity, but we got 19,000 out of that. But she was pretty high on the popularity anyway, so I can easily work to turn that around. And then main event time, R-Truth, Cody Rhodes, TLC, Universal title on the line. Oh my god, we have a new Universal Champion. Cody Rhodes, the only champ to not retain the gold, and he's dethroned by his former tag partner, R-Truth. What a turn of events that is. So maybe that means that Bobby Lashley and R-Truth could have the Universal title factor into their rivalry. That could be interesting. But moving on to Monday Night Raw, it is Massey against Noam Dar, US title on the line, and it appears as though Noam Dar wins the title back in a 4-star match. Braun Breaker goes up 2 popularity on the Self promo. Mid-card triple threat match, and the win is going to go to Zoe Stark. That got 3.5. And it looks like that rivalry with Shayna Baszler is up to level 4. Not much going on there on the call-out from Orton. Raw Women's Championship on the line. It is Piper Niven and Danielle Wallace, and the win goes to Piper in a 3.5-star match. Self promo by Alexa Bliss, 2 popularity, and the main event, it's a backstage brawl. Ilya Dragunov, Drew Gulak, and the win is going to go to Ilya Dragunov, finally getting a win over Gulak, and it looks like that got 4.5 stars, so a big show from Monday Night Raw once again. And oh, look at this. Rey Mysterio and Omos for the NXT North American Championship. I thought Rey got injured, but it seems like he is back on his feet. But the run-in from Dominic Mysterio, I'm not entirely sure what that's going to do, because it seemed like Rey and Omos are still in a feud. I got 4 stars. I don't really know what came of that. 5,000 on the charity promo from Ronda Rousey. Mid-card tag team match, Cedric Alexander and Chad Gable against Ivar and Johnny Gargano. And that is a win for Cedric and Gable. Looks like that starts a new rivalry on the 3.5 star. Natalya tries to cut a Self promo, and yeah, just nothing doing for her. Commander Aziz and Angel, and that is a win for Commander Aziz, the other half of the NXT Tag Team Champs. That got a 3-star. Braun Strowman calls out Cedric. That one at least advances the rivalry. And then TLC main event, Alley Brawler and Alba Fire, and the win once again is going to go to Alba Fire in a 4.5-star classic. So I would probably say that Raw had the best show of the week. Well, I guess, no, yeah, it's just kind of that one mid-card for NXT that didn't quite hit the same level. Any injuries for the week? Fans grow tired of this rivalry. So yeah, someone did explain to me that if the rivalry is stale and you keep booking it, it knocks a star off the rivalry counter. So like, I guess as long as you do everything else, like with stipulations and whatnot, it'll still do well in terms of like the class matchups and the roles and popularity and stuff. I feel like that doesn't sound like a big enough penalty for a stale rivalry. I feel like it should be more than just like a continuous star knockoff. Like, I feel like the matches should be decreasing in quality, but I don't know. I guess it's an interesting mechanic and it kind of makes sense that way, but Alba Fire is injured for 4 weeks. That is pretty rough. So we got a rating score of 116, up 40,000 fans. We went up plus 233,000 from booking in the arena. So even though the ticket price, I believe, went down, because it was in the big arena, we still sold plenty of tickets to be able to, have a pretty big increase on our budget. We didn't quite double it. We had a bit to go to do that, but still pretty good. Roxanne and Clubbarella are a good tag team. That's good to keep in mind. Raw with a rating score of 115 for plus 67,000 fans, and not too much on their budget. And then NXT looks like it's going to get a 118 for plus 51,000. So yeah, it seemed like they had the better show, but Raw must have done something to retain fans or just end up with significantly more of a fan gain than NXT. So we're going to get our free crew booking for the Commissioner goal. And yeah, R-Truth is the new Universal Champion. Who would have thought? So our lead is continuing to diminish. We are no longer 100,000 fans up. Now it appears to be more like 68,000 fans, give or take. I'm assuming I'm doing that right. But so I'm gonna have to try to find some way to, not keep letting Raw win in the ratings, because we haven't been doing too great about that. Well, shoot. I take a break for 1 second to get a drink of water, and Kurt Angle slaps a double cost card on me. What a fiend. Well, that's unfortunate. Things aren't working out at SmackDown. I'm ready to tear up my contract and move on. The only way you can convince me to stay is with a 100K bonus. Shelton, where is that coming from? He was injured, and he's the Intercontinental Champion. Well, I definitely don't want Shelton to leave SmackDown, so I guess I gotta pay him 100K. That's rough. It's a major increase, though, so hopefully we won't have to worry about that again. And Bayley is happy that we gave her the title shot. Well, I'm glad that we made so much on our budget last week with arena attendance, because yeesh, that wasn't great. That was not good. Man, 100,000. That's pretty rough. Wait, nope. First things first. Still no Chuck McWagon. He must be in Japan or something. He's having some sort of run over there, and he doesn't even need to come back to the States. But maybe one day we'll see the return of Chuck McWagon. Jerry Hatrick is the other guy I was trying to think of. That name I couldn't remember. But yeah, that is unfortunate that we still do not have a sighting for Chuck McWagon. Ooh, Health Spa 3 card. I might jump on that. I'm gonna have to wait and see how bad the double cost card hits me. Before I confirm the book for this show and forget what I wanted to do, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna once again use a contract since I have a level 1 one. I don't want to use up the level 2, but I'll go ahead and add another one of these to extend Dakota Kai's contract just for 2 more weeks. And then by that point, I will probably want to extend it myself. I will go ahead and purchase the Health Spa 3 card, because those are always good to have around. And unfortunately, I was looking, the only card that I have that could give a boost to a match rating this week would be Tornado Alley. And I'm not going to have a Tornado tag team match on the show, so that unfortunately isn't really going to work for me. So I considered maybe I could run the special promotion because I don't want to lose fans, but maybe it's better to hold on to that until things get a bit dicier, maybe. Yeah, because I only have one of those, so I'd probably want to save it. But back by popular demand, it's going to be Roxanne Perez and Clubbarella once again challenging Damage Control for the women's tag team titles. And this one is going to be a tables match, because that'll get us the commissioner goal of having a tables match. And hey, look at that. We'll get another free arena booking. How about that? After that, it is a fatal 4-way match. We are resuming the rivalry between Shelton Benjamin and Ricochet. I wish I could put the Intercontinental title on the line. Can't do that in a fatal 4-way as of this moment. So, yeah, it's kind of just a matchup of 4 people who exist, kind of trying to jumpstart the Shelton and Ricochet rivalry again. We're getting Gunther in the mix, and then Montez Ford is just kind of a guy who was available and has the stamina, so we're going to put him there. We're having Bobby Lashley call out R-Truth, try to get the rivalry to level 4, and that is also going to allow R-Truth a week to rest, which is what we want. Angelo Dawkins going to cut a charity promo. Cody's going to do some advertising because of that double cost card. If he loses popularity, it's fine. You know, he had a couple matches to wrestle, and now I burned through his stamina, so he doesn't have a rival for the moment. So if he drops popularity, I'll be able to work it out. It'll be fine. We're going to go ahead and give Rhea and Bayley that tag match that they wanted. They're going to be up against Asuka and Raquel. I did consider potentially doing a like a legend signing, or just signing on Quick Talent to pair up with Raquel to try to make it so that Asuka didn't get injured or anything, but she has 34 stamina, and this is just a normal tag match. And I've got how many injury rehab cards? I have 5 injury rehab 3 cards and 2 injury rehab 2 cards. I think if she does get injured by mistake, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I think we're going to be able to fix it pretty quickly. So I'm just going to run it rather than, you know, blow like 30, 50,000, maybe more on signing another free agent, because our roster, I very quickly went from feeling like I didn't have a big enough roster to maybe we're like 1 person over what we need to be. Although I feel like this is not a like terribly bloated roster. I feel like, you know, because the only person not on the show this week is R-Truth, which, yeah, you know, we need him to rest anyway, so it's fine. And this is like 14 people booked on the show, so, and that's like not counting promos. So I mean, yeah, I think this is a pretty good roster, all things considered. And then main event match, MVP versus Kevin Owens is a level 2 rivalry. Made it Extreme Rules because a lot of these other stipulations with the double cost are a bit much to run. So we're just gonna go Extreme Rules for this one. Hope that it's good enough with the level 2 rivalry and the class synergy. Yeah, so once again, let's go ahead and confirm the book for the week and hope that this is a good show. So the women's tag team titles are up for grabs once again. Clubberella and Roxanne Perez getting their rematch, and this time they defeat Damage Control. So we've got new SmackDown Women's Tag Team Champions. It's Roxanne Perez and Clubberella. So our homegrown star is really coming into her own as the weeks go by. Bobby Lashley advancing the feud to level 4. Let's go. That'll be a good match at the pay-per-view. Ricochet, Gunther, Montez Ford, and Shelton Benjamin. Fatal 4-way. And the win goes to Ricochet. So certainly setting himself up for a potential rematch for the Intercontinental title with Shelton Benjamin. And you know, if Shelton is feeling unsatisfied at SmackDown, maybe that is the moment, the genesis for a potential heel turn, and maybe he could join up with the Hurt Business. Maybe that little background story is already in progress. Angelo Dawkins got us 5,000 fans on the charity promo. Tag team match in the mid-card, Rhea and Bayley against the women's champ and Raquel. But it is going to be Rhea and Bayley who pick up the win in a 3-star match. It's a mid-card. It's not that big a deal. Yo, look at Cody. Got us $20,000 and only dropped 1 popularity on the advertising promo. That's my boy. And then, Extreme Rules main event, MVP takes on Kevin Owens, and the prize fighter falls short. Didn't do anything for the rivalry, unfortunately, by the looks of that, but 4-star match nonetheless, so pretty good conclusion to this week's show. Monday Night Raw, it's the Raw Women's title on the line once again, and once again, what? Huh? It was a normal match, and it got 4.5 stars, and it wasn't even a rivalry. Okay. I guess their popularity was just that high. Mid-card match, Shayna Baszler and Nikki ASH, so Nikki finally moving on from Charlotte. That got 3 stars. Charlotte self promo. I don't know why they're doing that. She has 100 popularity. Yeah, I don't understand what the AI does sometimes. I know that it's not on the highest difficulty, but I feel like they shouldn't be that stupid. Massey and Noam Dar, 1-on-1, and it is Massey who picks up the win in a 3.5-star match. Unless maybe like they put Charlotte on the show just because having her off for a week would make her lose popularity. That's the only way I can feel like that makes sense. Oh boy, main event, Logan Paul versus Eric in a backstage brawl. Ah, boy. And yeah, you know, big match, Logan Paul, main eventer. Logan Paul, 4.5 stars. You know, I brought this on myself by not thinking to remove him from the draft class. That's on me. Anyway, NXT kicks off with a TLC match, and the win goes to Commander Aziz for 4.5 stars. Call-out promo that just kind of happens. Ivar and Johnny Gargano rematch against Gable and Cedric, but they are once again unsuccessful, as it is Gable and Cedric Alexander who pick up the big-time victory. Mid-card triple threat, Natalya, Gigi Dolan, and Ronda Rousey. And it's Ronda Rousey who picks up the win, 3-star match, and it creates a new rivalry between Natalya and Gigi. And then main event time, Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, and Omos, and the win is gonna go to Omos. So another match where it, okay, so the rivalry between Rey and Omos, I guess, was concluded, but they used that to have Dominic do a run-in and start that rivalry. Okay, so that's level 2 now. But yeah, once again, it's a triple threat match where none of the people involved in the rivalry are involved in the decision, or get the victory, I should say. So yeah, Asuka did not get injured. We love to see it. Commander Aziz is out for 5 weeks. So again, NXT and Raw. Well, more so NXT, because it was Alba Fire last week and now Aziz, so they are certainly running thin on manpower over there. We had amazing booking, Raw had amazing booking, NXT only had good booking. They started out a bit too strong and didn't quite bring it home in the main event. Bayley and Rhea work really well together as a tag team. I guess that's worth keeping in mind. Plus 82,000 to our budget on a rating score of 117. So we go up plus 46,000. Hey, we outscored Raw, and we did gain more fans, so I didn't even need the special promotion this week. We did all right. And NXT rating score of 115, so it looks like we get the win in the ratings this week. Ooh, but NXT is up to 712,000 on that budget. That is some pretty big numbers. Hey, and we got our seasonal challenge by booking however many tables matches. So now I have the card where if I play a tables match and use the power card on it, it gets a boost. So we are up 70,000 fans on Monday Night Raw. So, you know, at the very least now it's kind of a competition. We can have kind of a back and forth with Raw as opposed to just, you know, being leagues ahead of everyone else. NXT though, NXT's gotta try harder, seriously. 2 weeks away from Survivor Series, we are in Toronto, Canada. Montez Ford, my contract at SmackDown is up at the end of the week. The cost would be $65K to stay. See, I feel like I wasn't planning on keeping the Street Profits around long term, but they are in that feud now with MVP and Bobby, so I could probably extend them for like 5-10 more weeks and conclude that feud. I'm curious what'll happen if I lowball. Like, is it going to be a big decrease to morale? Moderate? That's not what I was looking for, but I'll take it. All right. We'll just have to perhaps try to cater to Montez a little bit. Rhea Ripley thanking us for booking in the tag match. Roxanne cheated me in that last match. I want a rematch in the next 2 weeks. You're in a feud. That was a guarantee. So for the most part, I think morale is doing all right. Asuka's just kind of fine. Bailey's good. Is there anyone who's, like, upset? Probably just Montez. Yeah, Montez isn't particularly thrilled that I lowballed him. And you know, Angelo Dawkins, 2 weeks, if I'm just thinking, like, if I did the contract, that would even them out, but, you know, maybe I'll just go ahead and it'll be fine if they're, you know, a week apart. It's not going to be that big of a deal. But I will have to factor in that I'm going to be extending Angelo Dawkins' contract. Let's check again. He's still not here. We're never going to see him. Chuck McWagon, he might just be gone forever. I am sad. But that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you for joining me on this one, and I will see you next time.